Joel Martin is a leading figure in economic education and an acclaimed author of 2024, a contemporary reimagining of George Orwell's 1984, offering a chilling exposé of surveillance, cyber weaponry, and central bank digital currencies as a thought-provoking commentary on modern control mechanisms. And Joe is on the line with us here. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you so much.
So, what was it that inspired you to create this reimagining of 1984?
Well, it's going back for a few years when the term CBDCs, Central Bank Digital Currency, came up, which is what they call the digital euro or the digital dollar or the digital pound. And I was concerned about privacy around these CBDCs. And I was digging deep into it, coming from being a Bitcoin expert and being very familiar with money, digital money, and cryptocurrencies. So as I was digging deeper and deeper, my concerns rose to a place where I was thinking I need to warn people that they do not accept central bank digital currencies. And the way I do it is I write books. So I have written several books, one about Bitcoin and several others about economic. And I started to write a book about surveillance technology. But then after a while, I found that this is a highly technical topic. And I decided more or less to not finish it because it was like too technical. And then one morning, as it is, I was under the shower and I was like, wow, these CBDCs can really create Orwell's dystopian state, 1984, in the future. And I decided to write a novel standing on the shoulder of George Orwell. And if people who read Orwell's 1984 know, the main actor is like dying at the end. But what they didn't know at the time was that his girlfriend was pregnant. And his son was born in 1984. And now he's turning 40 years into 2024. And he's now experiencing how CBDCs, the central bank digital currencies like the digital euro, the digital dollar, can be used as a surveillance tool. And this is what the book is all about.
And how do you see central bank digital currencies evolving in the real world? And is it mostly concerning, or does it present a few positive opportunities?
I would say central bank digital currencies are mostly concerning because we don't need them. We have everything we need in order to make payments. And if we really want to be independent from any trusted third party, may it be PayPal or MasterCard or Visa, or even the central banks, we can use Bitcoin, for example, which is not controllable and not manipulable by anybody, where central bank digital currencies are issued and controlled by one central entity, which is the central banks of the world. And if they decide they switch off your access to your wallet, to your money, then they can control any aspect of your life. They may go, for example, and decide that you're not allowed to eat more meat anymore because it's bad for the environment. And therefore, if you want to pay for meat at the butcher's, you may be switched off your wallet and you can't pay, or you can't buy any cigarettes anymore, or you can't drive a car which is digesting regular fuel. All these things can be controlled by the central bank, and we don't want that. We don't want a small group of people controlling all and every aspect of our life.
For your book 2024, what themes from the original work 1984 did you find the most relevant to explore in this modern context?
Well, the big difference between 1984 and 2024 is that 1984 starts in a total controlled surveillance state where the party, whoever the party is, was in ongoing wars and therefore need to control people and what they do. Orwell decided to introduce a future technology, which is called the televisor. And the televisor was like the sophisticated device, which was like a TV screen, but also could listen, not only display, but also listen and make video recordings of what you're doing. So you're totally under control. There's only very, very small spots where they did not control you. And Orwell wrote his book, his novel in 1947, and it was released in 1949. So he had to invent technology. My book starts in 2024. 2024, and it's all about a happy life, all about this main character, Orwell's main character's son called Win. He's working in Wall Street. He's experiencing a lot of nice things rich people have. However, after he gets into a whistleblower scandal involved, he finds out that there is a huge scam running on, and he starts being against his employer. The employer uses central bank digital currency to control him, to have surveillance on him, and make his life hell. So it's a very parallel development. The big difference is that Orwell had to imagine new technology. And for CBDCs, we don't need any new technology. It's already there. And this is the scary part. The central banks or the governments just can use existing technology and switch it on. So this is the danger, and this is what I'm warning.
How do you see the intersection of technology and governance shaping our society?
Well, of course, we all live in democratic states today, and I mean, most of us, and we are living within the laws of this state. But we also see that a lot of people trying to get more power, and centralization is a good way to gain more power. Because if you're the guy who do the centralization, if you're the guy who switches the switches, then you are in power. You have the power. And the digital currency, the central bank digital currency, is certainly one of the most powerful instruments to gain more power. And we see this movement towards gaining more power more and more and more and more.
Your background is in the field of economic education, particularly with a focus on Bitcoin and blockchain technology. So are you able to tell us a bit about your background and what makes you qualified to explore all the things that you do in the book?
Let me put it like that. I'm an expert on Bitcoin and the blockchain, and I understand the technology pretty well. I'm a consultant to banks adopting Bitcoin as a service to their clients and their retail customers. You don't need to be an expert in understanding CBDCs and the danger. It's just like everybody who can think will understand that if somebody has control on your money and can switch off the money supply and can switch off the money in your wallet, may it be your physical wallet or may it be your digital wallet, this person has power over you. And you don't need to be an expert to understand that. So you need to be an expert in understanding surveillance technology, which I do understand, and I'm an expert in because I'm also a technology consultant. However, you don't need to understand the technology to understand somebody is taking your money out of your purse, and then you can't pay anymore. And this is what I wrote, and I wrote it as a story, as a novel. And thanks to George Orwell, who prepared a solid foundation for me to build on top of.
And you're known for demystifying the intricacies of economics. So how do you approach making these complex economic concepts accessible to a wider audience?
Yeah, this is my special, let's say, special power.
Yeah.
I'm able, because I also am a consultant in storytelling, and I help clients to explain very complex and complicated technical things in an easy way. And if you look at Bitcoin, for example, this is very, very high tech, very new concepts in technology, very well thought things, how you can connect things and technology to build a strong and healthy money. But it's very counterintuitive in a lot of places. So you need to explain it in easy and easy to understand and digestible way. And that's what I can. This is what I trained, and this is what I did to German banks, mostly German banks, and starting with international banks now, to explain Bitcoin. And also I can explain other very high-tech products very, very easy. And therefore, I think I made this book, and it's not about technology. It's just like I said before. It's about somebody taking money out of your purse.
And when you're reading the book, do you help to demystify all the concepts in the book as well? Because I guess there'll be a lot of people reading it that don't have much knowledge about Bitcoin and stuff. They just want to read a good story.
Well, and this is what 2024 is all about. It's a good story, and it doesn't even talk about Bitcoin. It is like maybe Bitcoin can be a solution for the problem digital currencies like central bank digital currencies will provide. But I didn't want to put Bitcoin in the picture right now. I think I should invite people to study Bitcoin because this is the solution. Because here's one thing. We will get central bank digital currencies. The powerful people will push it into our pockets. And then they will switch off cash. And then we will switch off our means of payment. And then there's only one solution for all of us, which is Bitcoin then. However, I did not put that in this book. Maybe there will be another book later. But right now, everybody with no technical understanding will be able to read 2024 and to enjoy it very much.
Is there a particular message or insight that you'd want readers to take away from reading 2024?
Everybody should be aware of the danger of central bank digital currencies. And my statement is absolutely no CBDC. We must do anything in our power, anything legal to prevent CBDCs ever to come into life and to be used from the government or from the central banks.
Do you have any upcoming projects or areas of focus that you're working on? Because you mentioned there could be another book. So are you planning that? And is there stuff outside of that as well?
Right now, the 2024 novel just has been published like weeks ago. And the good news is there is a free of charge period right now with the Black Week around the world. The ebooks around the world are free of charge in all the ebook stores. And I'm pretty busy now with promoting this book and educating people with the book about the danger of central bank digital currencies. However, I'm planning in my head already at least 2 more books because I love writing and it's so much fun and joy to write a book. And this one is like my 5th book, mostly in German, but some of them are also translated. And I was lucky to find an excellent editor who helped me to get it in perfect English, much better than I can speak English. The reading experience in English it's quite awesome.
Well, where are we able to find this book, 2024?
You can find it on any ebook stores throughout the world as ebook, and there will be a US edition in a hardcover or in a softcover, printed. It will be also available throughout the world in English language.
Excellent. And are you on any kind of social media for us to keep up to date with all your projects and everything you're doing?
The best would be on X, formerly known Twitter. And my Twitter handle is Joe Martin BTC. And you can find me also on Instagram, Joe Martin BTC, and on TikTok, Joe Martin BTC.
Excellent. Well, many thanks for talking to us today. It's been fascinating to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me here, and hope everybody who can download the book for free will enjoy reading it and make sure you understand the dangers of CBDCs.